Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. I've got another little Harbor Freight hidden gem. This is the CEN-TECH Fuse Slot Circuit Amperage Draw Measurement Tool. It's about 25 bucks, and what it is basically is a dummy fuse that can be inserted directly into the fuse box of a vehicle, and then you can get the amperage draw here. I'm sure there are a lot of other uses for this. The way this thing works is you would take out the existing fuse. Now, by the way, this only goes up to about 30 amps. That's what it's rated for. So if you try to do it on a maxi fuse, first of all, it doesn't have the adapter, but second, it'd be easily able to overdrive this thing. But anyway, you take the fuse, or if you think the fuse might be bad or there's a problem, you could use a new fuse. But then you insert it in here, and basically, my guess is it just puts it in line with the system. So if there is some problem, it has the same safety as whatever fuse was supposed to be there. Then you would insert this directly into the fuse box in that slot and turn it on. You'll get a parasitic reading if there is such. And that's one big use for this thing, is to see if there is some current that's moving out without the ignition turned on, or at some stage with the ignition. And then you can go ahead and start the vehicle and see what the draw is here. Now, this is designed for the standard sized fuses. If you need something else, there are some adapters for mini fuses and micro fuses, which are pretty popular. But anyway, simple design, comes apart here. My only real complaint with this thing is, besides it takes a wonky battery, it takes an A2 battery. I don't know what uses those anymore, garage door openers. But anyway, it came in this little pouch, and you really had to work at stuffing it all in there. So I upgraded to a Ziploc bag, and it just fits in there fine. So anyway, here it is in use. What I'm first doing is I'm trying to pull out the particular fuse. I'm going to go for the ignition fuse on this old Toyota, and then I'm just going to stuff it into the side of the dummy fuse, and then I can insert that into the fuse box there. And now I'll go ahead and try to, so you can see this thing, go ahead and start it up and see what I've got. Mostly I'm interested, notice I had some draw. The key was in the ignition, but it wasn't turned. That's interesting. And then when I started, I wasn't really noticing a whole lot. But that's probably the ignition, maybe to the key. And that's all it took to engage the starter, not necessarily to turn over the starter. That's something different. Anyway, and then just shut it off, or shut the engine off, turn off the CEN-TECH device, and go home with your information. So anyway, this is 25 bucks at Harbor Freight. I thought it was an interesting little tool. I don't know how much I'll actually use it. I bet I'll find some other uses for it. But it just seemed like an interesting design, and I do like sensors and probes, and it's definitely easier than trying to wedge a couple of the probes off of a multi-tester into a fuse box where you're trying to test something and hope you don't mess up the ignition. I'm sure maybe with some newer vehicles this is a lot more critical, having just something that is that fast, that simple. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, and if you've got other uses, if you have experience with one, or if you know of another, I'd be curious as well. It seemed kind of like a new thing for me. And there it is, another Harbor Freight hidden gem. And with that, Doc out.